Hi, my name is John Hauer, and I'm the CEO of Get3DSmart. In this video segment, we're interviewing several of the moms who work at Henkel to find out more about their roles and how they're blending work and family in the current pandemic. So the first thing I'd like to do is ask you all to introduce yourself and tell us what you do for Henkel. Cindy, can you start?
Sure. Thank you, John, for opportunity to interview and celebrate Mother's Day. So I'm Cindy Dikipong. I'm leading global marketing in exciting 3D printing in Henkel.
Kira, how about you?
Hi, John. North America Product Management for Henkel. So I support the commercialization of the new 3D printing products.
Rachel, how about you?
Rachel Hersey is my name. I'm part of the 3D printing product development team based in Dublin. So I help to develop materials for 3D printing.
And Ruth, what do you do for Henkel?
Hi, John. Thanks. I'm Ruth, and I work for the European product management. I'm located in Düsseldorf, and I joined this great team in December 2019, so not so long ago.
And how about we talk a little bit more about your families? Let's find out how many kids you have, how old they are, and since we're doing this in, kind of a celebration of Mother's Day. Kira, would you like to start?
Sure. I have two kids. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I have an 11-year-old son.
Rachel, how about you?
I have two daughters, Erica, who's 18, and Laura, 17.
And Ruth, how about you?
I have one son. He's 5 years old.
And Cindy, I know you have two boys. We've had the pleasure of seeing them on video before. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I have a beautiful identical twin. They are 9 years old, and they are a real monkeys, but very creative kids.
All right, so the next question is, if they're in school, what grade are they in? Or, let's talk a little bit more about their school life. Are they good students? What's their favorite subject? Maybe Kira, we'll start with you on that one.
Sure. My daughter, Chelsea, she's 13, and she's in 8th grade. Right now, I think her favorite subject is ELA, which is reading, partly because she loves her teacher. My son, who's in 6th grade, and his favorite subjects are math and social studies, but he would probably tell you it's gym. So,
especially now when outside is a treat, right?
Yeah, they both love the sports.
Sorry, how about you, Ruth?
Yeah, well, as my son is only 5 years old, he doesn't go to school yet, and the system in Germany is also a little bit different to the American system. So they stay in the kindergarten until the age of 6, and then they go to school. So he will join school next year, but I'm pretty sure that he will go for math or something.
Yeah. So with all that's going on in the world, with the coronavirus pandemic, how is that affecting their school lives? Are they schooling from home? How is that working out? Is everybody ready to kill each other yet? Anything going on that front? Rachel, maybe you could start with that one.
Yeah, well, my daughters have been, they're in almost finished high school, or as you call it in America, or secondary school here. So they've been out of school since the middle of March. So they have been doing online tuition. My eldest daughter is in her final year, so she's due to do final year examinations to get her into university in the fall, in autumn. So that's kind of a bit stressful there. She's trying to kind of do online learning, and there's obviously the stress of the exams coming up, and how that's going to go, and if kind of they're trying to come up with different options of how the exams can go ahead. So there's a bit of stress management there with that. So, but I mean, in general, they're doing really well. They're doing very well, more than I thought they would, because the online platforms that they're using are actually very good, and the teachers are there all the time for them if they need anything. So yeah, so they've been homeschooling now for a good while, but it keeps them in a routine, and it keeps them busy. So yeah. And I try and help out whenever I can, but a lot of my subjects have been rusty, so I try and help whenever I can.
There's actually a meme going around right now of this frustrated dad looking at the paper that his son brought home, and he's mad that he got an F on his son's math.
Yeah, yeah, sounds familiar, all right.
Kira, how about you?
That's funny with the meme because, you know, we say, well, we tried, we did the best we can. Both of my kids, my daughter, the older one, she gets up, she does her work, and it's great. My son's a little more of a challenge, and I think it's the more he's out of school, the harder it is because they like that environment. But it's going. It's a little challenge at first, especially at first, balancing the work and the homeschooling. But as Rachel said, they're doing their assignments online. They're doing Google Meets with their teachers. So it's getting better, and it's amazing what these teachers are doing now too.
Yeah, they turned on the
Technology. Yeah, the technology is amazing.
Yeah, that's for sure. So let's talk a little bit about work from home on top of all the things going on with school. So Rachel, are you working from home right now? And if so, what's your strategy? How are you blending all of this, work and family?
Yeah, well, I'm working at home some of the time, and I'm also coming on site some of the time as well because I'm in product development. I have a lab-based job, so I have to do some of my work in the lab for developing, and then I do a lot of my meetings and my write-ups and report writing at home. So I'm kind of 50-50 now at home and on site. So when I'm at home, at first it was kind of a challenge because it's something that I hadn't been used to. I'd been used to 5 days at work on site every day. So it's been an adjustment for me, but I try to keep my routine. I try and schedule my day. I know what meetings I have. I try to fill my calendar for the days that I'm at home. And then I try and schedule my work for the days that I'm on site. So I know that everything I have to get done in the lab has to get done on those days. So yeah, so it's been a bit of an adjustment at first, but now I'm kind of getting in a good routine.
Is going to the lab a vacation to get away from the house?
I never thought I'd say that, but yeah. I love being in the lab anyway, but you know, yeah. It's good. It's good to keep kind of being in the lab as well sometimes, you know.
Sure, to keep some of your routine at
Yeah.
least. Cindy, you've talked a lot about the concept of blending work and family, and we've seen some of the videos and how you've gone from on the road to work from home with Cindy. What's your take on it? How's it working out?
Yeah, I think this is a time where it's really proof point for me, you know, between work-life balance and work-life blending, right? We know that in the busy life, especially female professional, mom professional, it doesn't have to be either or, right? Blending work and life, it works. And for me, I wake up in the very, very morning time, you know, spend time for myself, getting to work. And then in the afternoon, I make sure I have 2.5 hours with my kids so that I can coach them and that I can have activities with them, and it works. And I think this is the key for me that I really want to convey to the mom outside, where it doesn't have to be either or. All the moms, we can do it, blending life and work. It works.
Yeah, for sure. I know there are challenges. I have daughters as well, so I'm familiar with some of these challenges. I think it's probably tougher for the moms out there, but you know, it seems like we're all trying to make it work, and so far, you know, it's going pretty well. Let's switch a little bit of gears now and talk a little bit about 3D printing. And I'd like to ask this question of all of you, but do any of your kids have any interest in 3D printing, or for that matter, any other emerging technologies? And how do you think additive manufacturing will impact them as they get older? And let's go ahead and start with Kira on this one.
So my kids have been exposed to 3D printing more in their art classes, but I actually pulled a few of my friends when their kids are in the middle school age and high school age, they've been exposed to more 3D printing, and they're really eager and excited to learn about it. So more software engineering with the engineering focus. And I was thinking a lot about it, and I think our kids will benefit from 3D printing more in the healthcare industry. When they get older with healthcare, I think there's a lot of advances and a lot of technologies that they're going to benefit from as they grow older.
Mm-hmm. Cindy, how about you? What's your take?
Yeah, I think for me, 3D printing and my kids at 9 years old, one thing that is a mega trend from that perspective is about personalization, custom fit, right? It's about a cool looking car, a cool looking so-and-so. And I think that 2, 3 down the road of generation, right? At that time, it will be all about the custom fit personalization, and 3D printing will enabling that to make it happen. But in the very short period of time here, when you look at what's happening today with the pandemic, COVID-19, they also start seeing 3D printing as a value added to the healthcare industry. They see in the news every day, face shield, air ventilator, so and so. And I think that's a key for them to really buy into the technology.
Mm-hmm. Rachel, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think that 3D printing will be in the future, will be healthcare, it'll be things like dental. So it will be mass customization, personalized to the individual. So I think that for our kids growing up, they will definitely be exposed to 3D printing in the future in some way, but especially I think in healthcare and dental.
Yeah. So we've kind of talked about this already in that last question, but I'll go ahead and ask again. You know, where do you think 3D printing is going to have the most impact? I mean, what market or category or product? We've talked a little bit about them. Customization, healthcare is different markets, but Rachel, can you just elaborate a little further on that?
I mean, as I said, with healthcare, it's already happening in some way, like things like prosthetics, also hip replacements and things like that. So, but it will in future, it will definitely extend into as the materials get better. It will definitely go into healthcare market and also dental. It's already happening in dental at the moment with things like dental aligners and things like that, or in orthodontics. But it will definitely expand out into those markets in future. And it will also go into the industrial and automotive markets as well. For making spare parts, making customized things for vehicles. So yeah, so as the materials get better, the market will get definitely expand.
Yeah, I mean, before the pandemic, we would have probably all said that, you know, dental is one of the killer applications so far. And wow, I mean, with all that's gone on and, you know, the supply chain challenges that the healthcare industry's had, certainly within just the medical side, 3D printing has really just, you know, flowered. And, you know, sometimes, and it's proven, it's kind of an interesting thing that it's not always the lowest cost in times like this. It's how fast you can get to market. And I think 3D printing has really kind of proven itself there in helping flatten some of these supply chains. Cindy, what's your take on this? What do you think is the game changer going forward?
Yeah, and this is interesting question, right? I actually asked the kids, what do they see? What is their expectation? Interestingly, for them, it's all about more. They want to see more adoption. They already see some certain market, of course, dental, automotive, and you know, even on the healthcare of pandemic time here. But I think the key for them is that they want more. They want to be faster, adopt faster, so that during when they grow up in the college, they say when they graduate, they want to have the car that can be, you know, very much custom fit for them, you know, the steering wheel, everything. So I feel that to be very interesting to get perspective from them that I think they know 3D printing is there, but they want to see more adoption.
Yeah, I think to some degree they see it in the digital world too, in the video games that they're playing and you know, the things that they're doing online, and they say they want that to expand to the physical world. And you know, this technology is kind of the bridge that enables that. So from a you know another perspective or kind of a different way of looking at that, what big problems should we be helping our kids solve to have a better future? And I'm going to start with Kira and ask you that first.
This is a tough question because there's sustainability. That is, to me, a huge topic, utilizing our natural resources. And going back to the previous question a little bit, 3D printing offers the flexibility and customization. But bigger question, I think, is utilizing our natural resources, especially with COVID. You see now that we're slowing down a little bit with everything, and you're appreciating more of you're taking care of, appreciating your gardens, your natural resources. So I think maybe focusing more on the natural resources and having more of a sustainable future.
Yeah, and I know that's a big hot point for Henkel as a corporation, right? I mean, sustainability is kind of built into the mantra. So Rachel, can you elaborate on that big problem that we ought to solve and how we can help our kids have a better future?
Yeah, I agree. The climate change is a big thing as well, circular economy, all that type of thing. But I also think that wellness for them as well. In a world that's so fast moving and there's a lot of stresses coming from everywhere, that to teach them kind of mindfulness and how to look after themselves in anxious times as well. So we can see it now with the whole pandemic, and then everybody's at home and uncertain of what's going to happen, and anxiety levels are kind of going up. So I think it's good to kind of teach them those skills as well, for that would be good for their future, to kind of slow down a little bit, be mindful, maybe kind of think about how they do things and how to do things better for themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Let me start with you on this one, Ruth. How does being a mom change your approach to business? What did you learn from being a mom that you've been able to translate to the business world?
Well, my working life and my approach to business definitely changed a lot after I became a mom, because I'm a role model now, and I'm not working for myself anymore. I have a reason to work, and I think it's very important to show this also to our kids. And yeah, of course, I also learned how to organize myself much better, because I just have a certain time where I can work and also concentrate, especially now in these times, but also when we are in the office, we just have a certain time, because around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we have to get our kids and take care of them. So yeah, I definitely learned how to organize myself better, and yeah, to work more effective.
Yeah, there's nothing like a little pressure of being a role model to add to your life, right? Cindy, what's your take on that?
Yeah, to me, being the motherhood's life is a journey, right? And what I reflect, and I actually learn also from the kids. And I would say that the number one lesson the kids teach me up to this point is a growth mindset, right? Example of when they build the Lego, they spend hours and hours building them. And guess what? In the end, they smash it. I'm saying, oh no, don't do that, because we have a fixed mindset. Don't ruin it. They come back, they say, don't worry, mom, we make it faster, better next time. I mean, it's a huge reflection, right? How the kids see things. And that's also helped me grow in the business, where you miss 100% of the shot you don't take. So it's kind of give me the sense of, it's okay to take some risk. They also a big risk, big reward. And that the growth mindset that I learned from the kid is huge and helped me grow in the business.
Yeah, never underestimate what you learn from young people. They're just not, they're so much more optimistic. They're not jaded, and they bring such a zest that we can all use in our adult lives sometimes. So Rachel, let me start with you on this one. Do you have any advice for would-be or expecting mothers? What did you do well? What would you do differently if you could do it all over again?
I just think some advice for probably maybe more of people and maybe new moms, just to kind of relax and enjoy it, because I mean, it seems like you're always kind of rushing around and there's lots to do and you might be a little bit anxious, but they grow up so fast that I think you should enjoy the time that you have with them, especially when you're, say, if you're on maternity leave for a while from work. Just relax and just enjoy the time with them. I think that's probably the message that I would give, just to relax and enjoy it. And if somebody offers help to you, like to babysit for a while, and you go off and do something for yourself, take the opportunity, because it's good to kind of look after yourself as well. So that's what I would say.
Kira, what do you have? What's your input on that?
I 100% agree with Rachel, because, and that was my thought too, is enjoy the right now, because first of all, this time goes by so fast and they change so much, and you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So enjoy the moments right now as much as you can. And if opportunities come, there'll be other opportunities in the future too. So just enjoy the family right now is what I would absolutely say.
They definitely
Make those
grow
memories.
up, for sure. They definitely grow up fast. My youngest is a freshman in college right now, and it's blowing me away that she's at that age at this point. It's crazy. I have one last question for you all, and I'll start with Rachel on this. But tell us one thing that's on your bucket list, both professionally or personally, and personally. What do you want to accomplish the most in both areas? What are you striving for?
Well, I suppose being a scientist, I just want to keep being creative and keep being passionate, because my job, it's more than a job or a career, it's a passion for me. So I wanted to stay creative, stay motivated, because it's the reason you get up in the morning to come to work, is because you enjoy what you do. So I want to always have that. And personally, my daughters are kind of growing up now, so they'll be going off hopefully to college soon. So I would like myself to do more traveling, because they're grown up now, and then they'll be going off to college. So that's one personal thing that I would like to do in the years ahead, is to do more traveling.
Yeah, my daughter looks like is going to take a semester abroad in Ireland, so maybe we can.
Oh wow!
They can change countries and households for a little while.
Cool, that sounds fun.
Ruth, what's your take? What's your bucket list, professionally and personally?
Personally, definitely also traveling. I really want to, and I hope that I can still do this in summer. I will never lose the hope, because I already booked just a vacation without my son alone, because I think this will be very good for both of us. We now had a hard time, but also I'm working 100%, and he's going very long he's staying very long in the kindergarten. So I think this will be very good for both of us, to have a nice holiday together, alone at the sea or somewhere. I don't know yet. And yeah, and professional, I'm quite happy with my job. I just joined, so the 3D printing team, and that's what I wanted. I've really fell in love with this business. But yeah, I of course still have some targets that I want to achieve, and well, that's on my bucket list.
Yeah, it would be nice to stick our toes in the sand for a little while, wouldn't it? I think
Yeah, absolutely.
Ira, how about you? What's on your bucket list?
I'd like to contribute to something, maybe for like with the town, or with something to help with a greater good, to be more of an influencer. So volunteering, something along those lines, and even along with professionally, to make sure I'm contributing, to be an influencer is what my main goal is, to see some sort of success come out of that, whether it's for the community or the business. And it goes both ways. And as far as like traveling, I travel, I make sure I try to live my life every day. And so that's why I want to keep up with that philosophy.
Sure, absolutely. It'd be nice to get back to whatever the new normal is at that point, right?
What is the new normal going to be?
It's anybody's
That's a
guess.
loaded question too.
We'll ask Cindy that. Cindy, what's on your bucket list personally and professionally, and what do you think the new normal is?
Yeah, I have to first thank you for this question. It's a very interesting and brilliant question. Give me a lot of reflection to think about what it really is, right? Bucket list, what does that mean? To me personally, I enjoy my life. I enjoy my kids, my family, and that's actually is a bucket list. It's not far away, and I feel enjoy and joyful and cheerful and very grateful, right? We're still healthy, we still have life, we have work, we have such a great team. So personally, I actually enjoy everyday's life right now. Professionally, because I'm a first female engineering graduated in my country, which is Thailand, still considered an underdeveloping country. And at some point, I really want to go back. I want to inspire the younger female professional in my country to have a confidence and embrace who they are as who they are, and be a better self and not try to be a better someone else. And that will be my end goal professionally, to be able to really inspire the younger generation to grow and be effective in their career.
That's great. And you all four of you ladies are living proof that our industry, the additive manufacturing industry, is certainly changing. Maybe it was a cottage industry, maybe it was an old boy network at one point, but as I go to trade shows and I talk to people around the world in this industry, the amount of diversity is truly inspiring to see. It's great to see people continuing to challenge themselves in new fields. It's great. Well, as a way of kind of closing this out, I'd like to thank all four of you moms and wish you a happy Mother's Day. This was an excellent conversation, and was grateful to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you,
Thank you
John.
so much, John.
Thanks.